What's up, everybody? It's that time of year, top 10 games of the year 2021 edition, man. And previous years this video turned out to be very long. I'm going to try to make this quick and it's interesting. Can I do a video like this in 10 minutes or less? I mean, I'm gonna give myself some time, but I'm gonna try to make it sophisticated and simple. But let's get into it. All right, number 10, man. Off the bat, Ratchet and Clank. It released in April of this year, 2021, exclusively for the PlayStation 5. This game done a lot of things well. Visuals, definitely one of the best games of this year, easily offering high frame rate mode of 60 frames per second, offering ray tracing, a native 4K mode. This game looked beautiful in all modes. It even got a later update to run at a consistent 40 frames per second, and it's ray tracing high fidelity mode, I believe. Yeah, which it worked if you had 120 hertz display. But either way, Ratchet and Clank, good looking game. I thought the platforming was fun. The story was pretty, was okay. Wasn't my favorite Ratchet and Clank game, but for the releases that we got this year, it was well needed. I love the, the new direction they went with it. The whole introduction of Rivet. I feel like the concept could have been executed better or differently, but overall, if you have a PlayStation 5, it was definitely a game you should have played. I enjoyed my time with it. Once again, it wasn't the best of the Ratchet and Clank overall, but it was definitely good enough to make this list, and even caught a few Game of the Year nominees. So you got to give them that. Insomniac has been going hard between Spider-Man and Ratchet, and I thought Ratchet was a showcase. It's definitely a showpiece for the PlayStation 5. It's showing off those visuals. It's flexing off a lot of the things that they're able to do with the system, and you got to appreciate its beauty. It was a good looking game, a fun game, and hopefully you guys get to check it out. All right, can't sleep on this game. Outriders, number 9. This game was a game that I really started to, slowly pay attention to closer to its release. It finally launched also in April of this year, and it was day one in Game Pass, which was a big surprise because it was a third-party AAA game. Square Enix was the publisher. People Can Fly was the developer, and then launched day and date in the Game Pass, and it was like 2 weeks before it released when they announced it. I had this game in my cart ready to pre-order. Once they announced that it was going to Game Pass, I didn't pre-order it, but I played the whole crap out of it. I maxed out my character. I beat the game. I put multiple hours. For a while, it was my longest played game of this year, up until, a few more games came out later this year. But I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the visuals. I enjoyed the story that it tried to tell. I enjoyed the world of the game. I enjoyed playing with friends. It was a new game that I can immerse myself with and get into. It was because I wasn't hip to the Destinies. I wasn't good enough for the Rainbow Sixes and the Divisions and the Ghost Recons and all that stuff. But I felt like Outriders was something that I can grow with. It was a new IP. We were all going in together at the same time, and I thought it did one hell of a job. And I'm looking forward to picking this game up more as the expansions come out. But I thought Outriders was a tremendous game this year, and for a while was my favorite game of 2021. And obviously it held on long enough to land at number 9. Obviously more better games came out this year, but I had to give number 9 to Outriders because I thought it was a really, really fun game. I enjoyed the crap out of it, and I hope you got a chance to play it. If you haven't, this game is available in Game Pass. It's also available, to buy on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, and you could probably get it for free. Honestly, I know PC we were giving it away with graphic cards and whatnot, but you could probably get it on sale as well. So if you're on your PlayStation store and you're looking at the holiday sales, or your Xbox store, you're looking at the holiday sales, if you see Outriders, which is probably in there, pick it up. And if you're not willing to spend $30 on a thing, Game Pass is always there. All right, number 8 on my list was probably one of my first games that I probably claimed GOTY this year, and that was this summer's Scarlet Nexus. I mean, there was a couple JRPGs that came out I know people are praising Tales of Arise and stuff like that, but Scarlet Nexus was the thing that caught my eye. I thought it was pretty interesting. I had my eyes on it, and I ended up buying this day one. It did initially launch in the Game Pass, but I bought this game day one. I played through it. I got about like 28 hours into the game. I played as Yuhito, started a second playthrough as Kasana. This game, honestly, to be frankly honest with you, dude, I really don't know what the story is about. It was kind of everywhere. You're time traveling, you're fighting robots, you're pulling light bulbs out of random creatures' heads and stuff like that. You got these different characters with different motives. You got this team of people, but the only thing that really mattered to me when playing this game was the gameplay, which I thought was pretty cool. I thought it was dope. It ran at 60 frames per second. I enjoyed the little anime-esque visuals. I thought it was a game for me that I typically wouldn't play. I honestly have to call it my quota game, because it was my one JRPG or my anime game that I was gonna play this year. And I'm glad I chose Scarlet Nexus. And I thought it was a dope game. I had the fun. I saw it through. I played it through. I had an incredible time with it. I would give the game an 8 out of 10. In retrospect, I'm not sure. I don't think I put a regular review on my channel, but it was really good, and it was a lot of people's favorite game. It might be some people's goddies, and I know a lot of people are riding high on Tales of Arise. Just spoiler alert: Tales of Arise is not on my list. I didn't end up playing or buying the game. I played the demo. But Scarlet Nexus, I think, was good enough for me. It was more my lane. I enjoyed it. It presented a challenge. It presented a cool gameplay loop that kept me in, which is strange. Like I said, this game, with these games, you'll find out early if you're gonna like it or not. And I dove in and I stuck with it and I beat it and I enjoyed it. So Scarlet Nexus definitely deserve a number 8 spot on this top 10 list, man. This list is getting good. It's getting good. It's getting good. Number 7, man. Whew, man. Number 7. Arguably one of the best looking games of the year. And this is, you'd be surprised that this game was like the first game by this studio. And that is Ember Labs' Kena Bridge of Spirits. Now, this independent game launched exclusively on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Epic Game Store. So the only console you can play it on is on a PlayStation platform so far. This is the thing that obviously pulls people in. It's the graphics, the graphical fidelity. This game looks awesome. These guys specialize, I think, in animation and whatnot, but the graphics look dope all around. They had a performance mode and a graphics mode. I played in performance mode. This game had, the thing is, when you look at these independent games, you look at these cute games and how cute and how good it looks, you think it's going to be like some simple, easy platformer and whatnot. This game also presented a challenge. This game had no business being as hard as it was, and I think that's what added to the intrigue and to the coolness of the game and more of the appreciation. It downright deserved the best independent game this year, and also best new studio, whatever awards they got for Kena Bridge of Spirits, I think they deserve it. It was a fun game. The game, I think, rounded off at like an 84 Metacritic or something like that, and which was very impressive for this being their first game and what they were able to execute. I thought the story was okay. I thought the gameplay loop was really dope. I'm open to play it again, and I hope someday in the future this game does come to Xbox, because I will be happy to do another playthrough on my preferred platform. But Kena Bridge of Spirits was definitely one of the best games that came out on a PlayStation 5 all year. And if you haven't played this game, please do. It's probably on sale by now for the holidays. And if you know this, I think last month they had a physical release, so you might find this game under your Christmas tree this year. But Kena Bridge of Spirits is, like I said, I know some people who got this personally as their game of the year. I thought this game was very, 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 very good, and I think it deserves a whole lot of awards, and it could be a gaudy contender, and it apparently was for others. I had a great time. I reviewed this game. I believe, what did I give this game? I think I gave this game it's somewhere between an 8 or 9. I know I probably gave this game an 8. I think I gave this game an 8. I did not watch my review before doing this video, but there is a review for this game. I did beat the game. I did enjoy my time with it. I have my parts of complaining, but at the end of the day, it's all love. Kena Bridge of Spirits, definitely arguably one of the best looking games that come out all year, and it is definitely one of the better games on the PlayStation 5 this year, and that's why it landed at number 7 on my list. All right, let's talk about a game that was not on my radar whatsoever. I got sick of seeing this game pop up at every PlayStation showcase, at every gaming showcase, but I gave it a chance. I was like, Xbox acquired Bethesda, and I was like, this game's gonna find itself on Xbox at some point. Let me, test drive it on a PlayStation, and guess what? I loved it. Now, Deathloop, number 6 on my list, was definitely a gaudy contender for me. I thought during that time when it came out, and it came out in September, it was doing something new. It was another loop game. For some reason, 2021 had like several loop games, but I think of all the loop games I played this year, Deathloop was definitely the best, with the second and best being 12 minutes. I know people are talking about the Forgotten City, and there's some other game called Returnal, whatever. But Deathloop was definitely the best time loop game to come out this year. Arcane did a wonderful job with this world and what they, encouraged or tried to encourage the player to do. I think they did a wonderful job with the characters, with Colt and then the girl, I think her name is Juliana. The story was dope. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed trying to break the loop and learning what's going on with these two characters. Who are they? Are they related? Are they in a relationship? What kind of relationship dynamic do they have? And it obviously unfolds and opens up. Sure, the game had flaws, like their enemy types were kind of bland, and the graphics wasn't all that great to be a next generation exclusive. But as far as the gameplay and the concept and just the overall replayability, I was intrigued and impressed. And this number 6 on my list, and I haven't even touched the multiplayer like that. I did give this game a damn near, I think I gave this game a 9, bro. It was really good. Like I said, I've only enjoyed a few games on my PlayStation 5 this year. Deathloop was definitely at the top. I feel it was the best game that I played on the PlayStation this year, and I look forward to playing this game again next year. Like I said, it's a game that I would do another playthrough, or I would double dip when it comes to my preferred platform. But there was no way I was passing this game up, regardless of its time exclusivity. So if Deathloop is if you haven't played Deathloop, and I don't think a lot of people did, because I don't see the game didn't crush it on sales and whatnot. So if you haven't played Deathloop, pick it up, dude, pick it up. Or if you're trying to hold out and wait for it to come to Xbox Game Pass, I mean, that's not happening until late summer this year. So, I mean, we're going to hit a few dry spells before the month of February. I suggest you try Deathloop easily. Definitely one of the best games of 2021. All right, this game has been my game of the year. I crowned it my game of the year up until the month of October, honestly. And that is Psychonauts 2. Yes, Double Fine Psychonauts 2 finally came out in August. I think it's August 25th. I think I don't think I reviewed this game. I didn't put out a review for this game. But I did claim it in several tweets that it is game of the year, or the best game I played in the year. And I think what happened with Psychonauts 2 is just that I didn't expect it to be this good. I just thought it was going to be okay game. I did not expect it to gravitate me. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. And everything from storytelling to platforming, world building, just the design of the world, and just how creative those guys over at Double Fine are. I thought they did a tremendous job. Psychonauts 2 has a wonderful story, as a wonderful gameplay loop. Even though it at times it can feel dated, sure, it's not going to melt your eyes graphically, but it did perform well. A high performing game. At least on Xbox, you had a 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second. But as far as the visual makeup, like I said, it's not going to melt your eyes away. But I feel like within the art design that they use, that little Tim Burton-esque style, and then the colors that they use, these things popped out and stand out. So no, it doesn't scream next generation, but it did stand out. It was a cute game, and I just enjoyed playing it. Like when I started playing Psychonauts 2, I just played Psychonauts 2. Whatever game I was playing at the time, I took a break from, and I just ran straight through Psychonauts 2. And every now and then I pick it back up again and just play through a level just to see if I still got it. And Psychonauts 2, like I said, this is another game that didn't sell all that great. It didn't appear on any charts. It is available, even though this is an Xbox Game Studio game and now Xbox IP. It is on PlayStation through it's available on PlayStation. I'm pretty sure it's on sale. It had no native PS5 port, but I think it's still worth the play. It's also on PC. It's also on Game Pass. But like I said, if you didn't play it on Game Pass, which I'm still getting rare achievements from this game, shame on you. It was like one of the best games. It was the best game that came out the month of August on Game Pass, in my opinion. And if you're, if you're the type of person that don't like to rent your games, buy it. I mean, like I said, I think every publisher, every store, the Nintendo Switch, I believe, the PlayStation 5, PlayStation Store, Xbox Live, they're all having these crazy sales during this time. They do this annually. I'm almost certain Psychonauts 2 is on that list. So if you're, like I said, if you're interested, go check it out. Otherwise, it's on Xbox Game Pass. This game was nominated for several Game of the Year awards. It won many Game of the Year awards from different outlets. It was nominated multiple times at the Keeley Awards, and rightfully so. They did a lot of things right with this game, they executed telling a deep story in such a comedic way. I don't know how to put it together, but I think it was one of the best games, easily one of the best games I played this year. Like I said, it was my contender for Game of the Year. I voted for this at the Keeley Awards because the other options that I will list ahead of Psychonauts 2 were either not nominated or but for the Keeleys, I thought this was the best game in a nomination. And then as far as for a while, it was my Game of the Year, like I said, up until October. And that's when things started to get tricky for me and things opened up. But Psychonauts 2, I highly recommend this game easily. It's a 9 out of 10 type game in my book. And I've got, 25 hours into this game, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know your thoughts on Psychonauts 2, my pick for it being number 5 in my top 10 list. Now, number 4, man. I got to give this to Far Cry 6. Far Cry 6, I'll just say this, is the best Far Cry game I've ever played. It's the best Far Cry game I've experienced, and it is my favorite Far Cry game. And I'm not the biggest fan of Far Cry games. Actually, I struggle to complete any other Far Cry game. I think Far Cry 6 is the only Far Cry game I've completed. I'm damn near 3/4 through Far Cry 3. And Far Cry Primal, I got, some decent amount of time in it. And I say that to say this. So how did I get through Far Cry 6 knowing that all these other Far Cry games existed? I played all the other Far Cry games. I just could not get into it. I don't know if it was the location. Maybe it was the fact that my character was not a mute this time around. Maybe I enjoyed the world of this hybrid Cuba location. Maybe it was the characters. I'm not sure. Maybe the game wasn't, as difficult. I don't know. It's like I feel like this game they went more so on a fun casual route than they did the samey technical kind of boring route. I did not get bored in Far Cry 6 for anything. I feel like this game did a better job encouraging me to open up the map. They did a better job encouraging me to open up more places, get more gear, more weapon, upgrading my all the stuff, upgrading my gear, my weapon, my jetpacks, my backpacks and whatnot, my pets, opening how many pets I get, just discovering secrets. This game was dope. I think I got like 50 hours in this game. It was clearly a Game of the Year contender for me. I've called it out several times. Far Cry 6, I reviewed it. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I think I gave it a very high score. I had fun with it. I thought the story was dope. I enjoyed the characters. I liked the way they told the story. I was okay with the ending of the game. Far Cry 6 is a fun game. I've gotten, I love the co-op addition to it. I feel like the co-op mode was dope. Graphically, the game's okay. It's not, I struggle to determine if it looks better than Far Cry 5, Far Cry 5 was, very good looking game. The biggest difference though between Far Cry 5 and Far Cry 6 is Far Cry 6 ran at 60 frames per second, at least on next gen consoles. So that's kind of, it felt better, it looked better. So you got the the 4K resolution targets at the 60 frames per second, at a decent quality and textures and whatnot. It meant for a good package, and the story was dope. Matter of fact, I might actually start another playthrough there because I enjoyed the campaign. I enjoyed the open world aspects of the game, and I spoke highly of this game multiple times. And I do have a review out for this game on my channel, so check it out if you want a more in-depth look at Far Cry 6. But Far Cry 6, man, don't sleep on it. It was a good game. And if you want something to break up, if you want something like, just something to do, and just something that you can just really dive into, have fun with. You don't have to take it super seriously, but still follow a story. Far Cry 6 is definitely that game. I love the gunplay. Actually, this game had the best horseback riding mechanic control I've experienced in a video game. Like I enjoyed riding a horse in this game. Like the vehicle control in this game is actually better than any other Far Cry game, and most open world games that try to incorporate vehicles and stuff. This game has like the best vehicle control, even from flying. And I can't fly in games, but I can fly in this game. So shout out to Ubisoft and Far Cry 6. This is definitely one of the best games of this year. I thought it deserved more nominations than it got. Should have been a Game of the Year contender nominee. It didn't get that. Should have been, but I did believe Juan Carlos, I can't say his name, did a wonderful job as the antagonist. And I think they did a good job with Danny Rojas, the character. You could play male Danny Rojas or female Danny Rojas. They did a wonderful job there. I love the customization, the clothes, and a lot of stuff you can do in this game. Far Cry 6 was fun. I had a blast with it, and I played more than I should of it, and I'm probably going to play more because they're coming out with expansions. They're doing their additions and whatnot to keep you in the game, and they have a cool multiplayer and like live event mode, like kind of a lot of modes in the game that's outside the story to keep the game alive. And I think Ubisoft is great for that. They do a great job at trying to at least attempting to keep their games alive, their single player games alive, adding it with content over time. Far Cry 6 was definitely one of my favorite games this year, easily. Number 3. Now, this game was not on my radar at all. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Man, I don't know what it is about this game. Had almost every element. The story had no business being as good as it was. One of the best easily best story I played this year. One of the best soundtracks I experienced this year. Some of the best visuals I played this year. And then you wonder and you say, wait, how did this game fly under the radar like that? And you forget, oh, the Avengers. Square Enix put out the Avengers. Everybody hated it. It didn't go well. So it spelled doom for Guardians of the Galaxy, which was a standard single player experience, story driven. The gameplay was superb. And the graphics was next level, high tier, next level graphics. Yeah, I played the shit out of this game. And I'm contemplating doing a new game plus and try to finish up some achievements. I had a great time with this game. This game was this is what I was like saying, damn, I caught a lot of games my game of the year for, but this game had a clear shot. If this game is your game of the year, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. There wasn't much wrong, with this game. There wasn't much wrong with this game. Like I said, I don't think the sales were that hot. I don't think a lot of people played it. But hopefully, they do. Hopefully, I don't know if it's on sale or not, but this game was incredible game. I have no complaints about this game. I didn't do a formal review on this game, but I did have to give it my number 3 because I thought, depending on how the next 2 games turned out, like this game had every chance to be my game of the year. It had every chance to be my number one game, because it was like I played this literally fresh off of finishing up Far Cry 6, and I went directly into this game, and I was just like, yo, like this is incredible. And I was happy with the entire playthrough. Like it's like there's things I can't believe in this game, the RPG elements. There's a lot of things in this game. The dialogue was so deep. There's things that I miss because of the choices that I made in my original playthrough. So now I gotta go back, do a new game plus, and make different decisions because I want to see how things play out. I like the dialogue tree and then the effect it has on the rest of the game and on the characters. And this game found ways to keep you really engaged, and they did a wonderful job. I think it was Eidos Montreal did this game. Not not Crystal Dynamics, but Adios. The Adios team did this, and they did a wonderful job. Like I said, if this is a game of the year for you, I don't blame you. It was that good, and I definitely recommend a purchase on this game. Whether it's on sale or not, it's definitely worth the playthrough. If you're into the Marvel universe, I know a lot of movies are out and whatnot. I said on Twitter, and I didn't give this a formal review, I did say Guardians of the Galaxy is just as good a game, if not better. It's the recent Spider-Man games PlayStation put out, PlayStation Insomniac. I feel like with Guardians of the Galaxy, I can't say Spider-Man is the clear-cut best hero game available in current day. I now say, you know, I can say Spider-Man and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I will show some love to Batman, but they haven't put out a game in damn near 10 years. So, but Guardians of the Galaxy, definitely. Number 3 on my list. Number 2, I did not do a formal review, but I did do a deep dive impressions video on Forza Horizon 5. Yes, Forza Horizon 5 is number 2. Forza Horizon and the Forza franchise is the best racing franchise ever, in my opinion. I think Forza Horizon is the best vehicle game, best car game, best driving game of all time. They have 3 of the greatest racing games of all time just in the Horizon series alone, and Horizon 5 tops that. Horizon 5 should have been nominated for Game of the Year. I think for Forza Horizon 5 was probably the highest rated game of the year that wasn't like a re-release or a freaking port. Forza Horizon 5 was just that good. They put the location in Mexico. The graphics looks amazing. The gameplay is superb. The music is great. The multiplayer is fun. This is a game you just don't stop playing. They give you a ton of content. There's a lot of replayability. They reward you a lot in this game. The level of detail in this game is just such high tier. I have no complaints about Forza Horizon 5. It's the best racing game of all time. I say that with full confidence, and I don't care how many people send me screenshots of old Gran Turismo games or, you know, headlights from different games. They do all these close-up shots for nothing because the actual game looks nothing like what they're trying to compare to Forza Horizon 5. I think Forza Horizon 5 is the best game it's going to be the best one until the next one comes out. Who knows? But like, if you want a quality racing game, a quality driving game that where you can literally just kind of play the game how you want, and just whether you want to play it as a racing game or if you just want to play, if you just want to just drive around and sightsee, do that. I enjoyed this game. I enjoyed the everything they threw at you, whether it be the you know, their pseudo campaigns, the Hall of Fame, the tasks you have to do to get to the Hall of Fame, completing races, completing little side missions, and the different little stories that they put throughout the game. They did a wonderful job, and this game is just in a well polished next generation package, and it's. I mean, quite frankly, remember what we saw. This is the best looking game of the year. It's the best looking game. When you go to traditional games, I give it to Guardians of the Galaxy since it's, you know, it's action, pum, all that stuff. But when you're looking at it as a game and just, you know, if you can throw out that, oh, okay, it's a racing game. Racing games typically look good. Car games typically look good. But this thing, everything is just touched up to a different level. They got so many different like biomes in the game. Just looks awesome in any location, no matter what. Whether you're in a desert, whether you're in a city, the jungle, in the middle of the damn water. I don't know. The game looks incredible. Forza Horizon 5. This is probably another 50-hour experience that I have in this game. I enjoyed it. I'm still enjoying it. It's not a game that you just, you know, you play, you put down forever. You keep playing it. It's just timeless. You keep playing it until they put out a new one. But Forza Horizon 5 is definitely I feel like it should have been a Game of the Year nominee, and it would have rightfully won had it been nominated at the Keeleys. It's definitely one of the best games in my opinion, and I was kind of jockeying Game of the Year, Forza Horizon 5. But you know what I mean? If Forza Horizon 5, like I said, if it's your game of the year, it's your game of the year, and that's right. It's the highest rated game. For a reason. It's definitely up there. I had a great time with it. I have no complaints with it. I have a video impressions of this game on my channel. What else? There was just something else that I want to say about this game. It's on Game Pass. You know what I mean? It's on Game Pass. But this was a game I actually bought because with Forza games, they have a short lifespan. When I say short lifespan, as far as how long they can sell it to you, these games typically get delisted after 3 to 5 years. Typically, these games get delisted. So you want to own the game. If a game gets delisted, that means you can't rebuy it. You're only going to be able to buy it used. So you have to buy the game. It's of course it's going to be in Game Pass for the entire time. But what if I want to play it afterwards? Like sometimes I dabble into Forza Horizon 4. I dabble into Forza Horizon 2, by the way, and that's been delisted. Forza Motorsport 7 is already delisted, but I own the game. So a lot of these games, like Forza games, I typically buy just in case, you know, if it gets delisted. So I definitely recommend buying Forza Horizon 5. It's definitely Game of the Year contender. Oh man, number one. And number one is Game of the Year. Number one is Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite is the best experience I've had all year. From the campaign to multiplayer, all the above. So Halo Infinite, the story I thought was dope. I have over 100 hours in Halo Infinite, and I think I have over 30 hours just in the campaign portion of the game. The story was dope. I have no complaints about the story the story of Halo Infinite. I enjoyed Master Chief. I enjoyed the weapon, which is the new Cortana chick, and I enjoyed Echo 216. Their dynamics was damn near perfect. I enjoyed the Banished. I enjoyed Estrium, and I'm looking forward to see what's going on with Atriox and whatever they do in the future of this universe of Infinite. The open world was great. I can never imagine playing Halo as a traditional mission-to-mission game again. I don't think you go back. This is where Halo belongs, and I had just as much fun. Actually, I had more fun in Halo's open world than I did in Far Cry 6. And Far Cry 6, like I said, was at one point was a game of the year for me, but I got that plus more in Halo Infinite's open world, and I just enjoyed every moment of it. I played Halo Infinite's campaign in its entirety on heroic difficulty, and I plan to do a legendary run sometime in January. But in the multiplayer, it's perfect. At this time, right? There's no need to. There's no flaws with the multiplayer because every flaw that we came across, 343 responded and fixed it. So I feel like we get enough XP now. I feel like we get rewarded enough for winning, and our playlists are there. Sure, I would love to see a few other modes, but I'm actually happy. I'm very happy. And then this is coming off a year where I've criticized what 343 was doing, and me saying Halo's dead on arrival, or not being confident. And to my surprise, they delivered the best Halo campaign, I think, and the best Halo multiplayer in one package. Great game. No, amazing game. It's Game of the Year. Halo Infinite is Game of the Year. Obviously, it's not going to win a whole lot of Game of the Year awards because of its release date in December, but I'm not the only one that feels this way. Personally, it's my Game of the Year, and I don't really feel the need that I have to explain. Like, I look at my time, go on my Xbox Live profile. Halo. All right, the thing about the top two games on my list, right? The top two games literally I was on pace to beat 45 games this year at the rate of games I was playing. because of Halo Infinite and Forza Horizon 5, in the span of time that those two games came out, I've completed 2 other games in that span of time, and that was the Gunk and some other quick indie game or something like that. Yeah, so Forza pretty much from October, late October, because I got it slightly early, late October through mid-November, Halo multiplayer. Then it was Halo's multiplayer. From November 15th, all I did was play Halo's multiplayer and Forza. And then and that was it until December 8th when Halo campaign came out, and it was just all Halo. All Halo. And I enjoyed every last moment of it. Best game I played all year. It's game of the year. It's #1. It may not be the best in graphics, but I think it's actually better than what we give it credit for. After seeing it enough and playing, it's not a bad looking game at any metrics. It's not last gen. This is obviously there's more impressive looking games, but it's actually a good looking game. Gameplay, perfect. Multiplayer and single player, perfect. Story, amazing. Gameplay loop, amazing. Halo Infinite is game of the year, and it's my #1 game of 2021. I'll see you guys next year. Let me know your thoughts. I want to know your top 10 video games of the year. Let me know in the comment section below. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.